Yeah, and also, I don't know if everyone knows, but Geshe has been teaching tirelessly since this pandemic. He teaches almost every day, doing Tara Puja, and for the month of Sakadawa, Geshe has been doing 1 million mantra accumulation of the money mantra, which is what we're studying now. Plus, he does all his other teachings too. So thank you so much, Geshe.
Sometimes I'm online 6 hours.
Wow.
I'm the Zoom people, Zoom now.
You're the Zoom guru.
Yeah, you know, there are no Zooms, everyone's working. Sometimes I'm Zoom with the friends, sometimes I'm Zoom with the politics. Sometimes, you know, we have the mail for the, you know, city has meeting. We have the clergy is also the advice, we join with them. Yeah, it's all of the world. It's Zoom's very useful. Anyway, everyone. I think I know most, because I'm getting old, I don't see much. So everyone's face is very small. Even we're not able to meet physically, but our mentally is together. Therefore, it's wonderful. I would like to say thank you for all of you holding the Shantideva Center to like going on all the schedules. You know, some of you guys, you know, Sine and Sheila and George, then Sean, some people, and Jennifer, they're working hard to put together everyone's. If I miss the names, I'm sorry. I'm not missing my names in my heart, but just my mouth. Everyone very wonderful. You know, especially in this pandemic time, I can see that Shantideva Center give for a lot of people to praise, chantings, activities, very good. Therefore, if we are the religious person, we have something to hope. You know, someone can protect us. We have something to hope with the Dharma Sangha like that. Okay, now I'm not talking to my broken English. We have the Tenzi here. My just finished. And therefore it's wonderful. I think better to get the translator. And 당하도 로브종은 나라 땡에 상절로 주세요. 아니 총은 가로 다 땡에 상절로 주세요. 다 내려오래. 단대 가지 나도 땡가마데 쇼월 때네 바제 남주 션데와 춘토라야 저명에 된지 뭐뭐 대화 영화다. 아니 뭐뭐지 남주 파트 로얄 강게치네 오마토 뭐뭐지 냠주 치도 뭐뭐지 뭐도.
So we all remember from our mind training practices that taking the unfortunate event into our enlightenment path. So this is exactly what we do this time. Although we have this unfortunate event, but because of this, through the Zoom and other social media, more people are able to engage with the Shantideva. More people are able to join us and practice. So this is what we meant by taking the unfortunate event into path to enlightenment.
제장한도 출력 켈랭에도 같이 이제 까바고 냉해지 바나 문제배잖아. 가들 수수가 레바짜사지 요래 강인티고 가라 레바짜사지로. 제가 아니 출력 켈랭바도 많으면 제나다 켈랭바데 캡상 치아요. 그러와.
So those people, such as us, who are believers in different traditions of the spiritual path, including the people who believe in the Creator, have this advantage of really, since we accept, the spiritual path, we have something to rely on in this really difficult time. So this is the advantage of being the believer.
다치네 다치도 지나서 마치다 나줄라지 고토용이 냠내도 로좀 가지드나 야보용이 짱짱 이제래. 다들 마보시 먹어지와.
Most of you here, I know, are well seasoned, have been, practicing Dharma for a long time. So you really have a good foundation and understanding about the Dharma teaching.
제가 다 드링한도 시에 데카로 동반이 고시가로.
Really.
제가
So the topic for today is shunyata, right?
동반이로. Emptiness, right? 제가 다 장소 참에 동반이다 다 마저 고다다 마부 고다래.
Therefore, most of you heard about the shunyata for a long time now.
제가 제가 다 갈 메시지 쳐도 내가 고만저는 게 쉬어요 말다 간장한테 또딱 삼로 땅고 그래 삼로 땅고 그래 왔어.
So I don't have anything new to really say on this subject. But what really we need to do is do more thinking, contemplating.
제가 다 내게 드링한도만 대시 자야돼 단다 로츠고 나라야 내일 또 비셔면 되나? 내주 샤접 삼라 컴자자 스비 싸워치 보면 대시 땐도도 왜 팔라 탈람베 되게 싸워도 시작지 되게 내가 점보를 못 치기 대시자지네. and 대시 베드베드 잡도 동안도 삼보다 아이스.
So today I'm going to rely on the three principle path by Lama Tsongkhapa. And in the three principles, in the section of Shunyata, where Lama Tsongkhapa talks about the relationship between the Shunyata and the dependent arising. And based on this, and also based on the comment and commentary by His Holiness, and I go through that section. And then most importantly, we try to contemplate on this important subject.
그래서 다리 인간도 다 데리다 산이 이만이라 가지 단다 남중아도 춘소라 루룩체나 아니 침세라다 소소들라 야삼다고 땡기 주제바다 야마나 야라야다 아니 야마나 폰 깨자야다 지들이 용어마다 다 소소 나를 여한다 단다 바지에 소소를 디스트롭칭이 요 말했어 다마 곰자나 야보도와.
So usually when we are either at a Dharma center or other venues, there are so many disturbances or disruptions, including the phones, people engaging in talks. But fortunately, today, we are all at our own home. We can control the environment, and we can do this without any disruption.
제가 다 내루세야 될라서다 안에 타니베 내루다 안에 다 다도 되도메 내루세 내루니요레스 타지메 타 안에 타니베 내루세야 되나 본바다와 나다 뱀벤 세니다와 안에 뱀벤 타니베 내루레 내루 다도도 말레스.
So in the section of a three principle, Lama Tsongkhapa said, if you do not understand the actual reality of the phenomena, and then you will not be able to really understand the true nature of the phenomena. So here we're talking about the, let's say, the artificial or the conventional reality, and then the ultimate reality. So if we say, let's take a vase, and if you look at the vase and the qualities, the characteristics of the vase is the kind of labeled. That's something we designated. These are not the ultimate reality.
Okay. 대체 다 된지게 임바인자 다 된지게 내룩 다둑대 내룩대 야보지 마토와 옛나 아니 스비타와 고베타와 뜨무 된자 뜨무 말이 받아 쫓고 말해서 다내 오늘도 다 아니 다 내룩 또 비셔도 그래서로.
And therefore, if we do not understand the true nature of a phenomenon, the true reality of a phenomenon, then we will not be able to free ourselves from samsara. We will be still bound by the ignorance, and therefore we will not be able to get the proper wisdom.
어제 드리다 다 단지게 뜨무 된서야 돼. 뜨무 된서 다 대가도 고쳐야 돼. 빼는 거 좀. 뜨무 된서한테 간대래샤. 되게 간대지는 정도도 간대지는 내가 지금 대는 거 좀 잡이 그랬어.
Therefore, the understanding, the ignorance is very important. This ignorance of self-grasping, and not only we understand the ignorance of self-grasping, we need to understand how this ignorance really functions, how this really harms us. When we really clearly understand the functions and how it really hold us back in samsara, and then we will be able to tackle it. This ignorance of self-grasping should be considered a mistaken view, a perverted view, and a confused state of the mind. So what this confusion is in total conflict. It's the understanding of dependent arising. When we properly understand the dependent arising, then we will find out how this ignorance is totally in contrast with the reality.
아니 리라 리와 페날 페날 리초바나타 리고 옹보다 차다 메바 찬도 그러버스 대나지 뜨무 좀 봐야나 아니 녀모도 타마 메바 찬도 그래서
So the tackling the ignorance is very important, just like when we dissolve our aggregate. At the same time, all the other the faculties such as I and so on will dissolve. Likewise, when we're able to tackle the ignorance, then all other afflictions will automatically dissolve too.
제가 뜨무 사진도 뜨무 덴즈세 다대 가르나 땡주 도벨 로테당 가다 간제 땡주 마에반데 로테 리지랄로 용거서 드시바실라.
So ignorance of this self-grasping is in total contrast with the understanding and the appreciation of dependent arising. When we are not able to understand the dependent arising, then we will not be able to overcome the ignorance.
대다 다투지 당아도 삶다야다 당아도 땡주 담보 삶다야 당아도 막 마보 시에면 시에다 당아도 그 좋아서 캐 말에 말아 그 들들아 마타 시에다 요스 시에다 좋아요 말에 좋아 말에서.
So instead of me doing all the talking, this time I would like to spend more time on meditation.
제가 시에다는 가라 딱 마태 시에라고 그랬다. 당어도 빼자 뭐로 대화도 그 두하면 시에요래로.
If I keep going talking, I can continue talking forever, and because as I read a lot, and I can keep going on, but that has very little impact.
제당 아주 삼로다 다보 아주 진짜 땡주사도 그거 자고요. 진짜 땡주사야 돼.
So when we think about or meditate on the dependent arising, the first step is to understand the dependent arising of cause and effect.
근데 진짜 땡주고 로틀라 내시 녀바야나 안에 뜨무 대드서 코코래 말아도 그래. 뜨무 대드다 진짜 가로 뜨무 대드 대다 아니 간지 땡데 도벌로니 가와래. 로치라면 상이가
So the understanding the cause and effect of dependent arising, and then this will really be directly tackling the ignorance. The very basis of ignorance is in total conflict with this understanding about the cause and effect.
제가 군두가 단단들에 손들었어. 아나 마리바시바데 간다지를 세와야 나스. 땡주고 가단데벨로 호텔 마리바세 그래서 군두가 저와나 두 송샤스. 대양에 다 랍셔주 말다.
His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, says that what is this mistaken view, the ignorance? This mistaken view, the ignorance, is in total, I think, against the principle of understanding dependent arising. So here, I'm not making this up. This is mentioned by His Holiness.
제가 뜨묵세다 마리바세더니 고고다 집어 고쳐고도스.
So this ignorance and this unknown, Maripa, are almost like equivalent in terms of meaning.
대 인백의 디젤라 아니 로베 아얀데고 오마 시잡에나라 땡진 저원 조와카 토나 뜨문 조문 제르스 땡이 빼 티고란도 와.
For that reason, Aryateva mentioned in the 400 stanzas of Emptiness that when you appreciate and understand the dependent arising, then you will be able to tackle this ignorance, the mistaken view.
다 오나 뜨문 된사데 간인 저는 반다 소소로라 지 샤게오스 두 참다 로라 지 샤게오레스 가리 이나 이 간이 지 샤게오레스 근데 샤바데 다라 옌 섬에 텔라지 코타체네 데옌 섬다 드바지 텔 뜨문 된다라 그러시.
So what is this ignorance of self-grasping? And this is basically for our experience when we perceive something, anything that we perceive, and we truly believe that the reality of the perception and how it's actually function. We think there's no contract. It's exactly, things are exactly exist the way we perceive it. So this is the kind of confused, the state of the mind, the ignorance.
당이 다다 지나도 들어가네. 지나도 아니 추탐제 땡데 레바스나 저도 탐에 레스 저도 라그레스. 내 저도 땡데서 아코에나 저도 탐에 고 라그레스다. 등에 야사제 이체요스.
If I ask you, say, if every phenomenon are arrived with the dependent arising, you will say yes. If everything's a dependent origination, you will say yes.
그리고 제 장가 임바이나다 단단 간주 샘라야 땡데 삼바이나 돈이 삼바나 초와케 레기도 저도 초와 레기도 했어.
So when we think about shunyata, emptiness, when we think about the dependent arising, do you get any feeling?
Maybe George. 제가 가도 단단 초 말레바테 그냥 갈 초 레기면 돼. 저도 아직 하고 있어. 저 말할 때 나도 검전에 나도 하고에다 나도 내신이야 말때 내신이야 그거.
And I'm not sure about you, but I don't get feeling or any particular emotional connection when I think about the shunyata or emptiness. This is because my intellectual understanding merely is not good enough until I practice and get the experiences.
지난 남중아도 샘젠답죠 동아다 동아지다 트라버쇼 당아도 지금 삼나 미탐나 삼나 초와샤 레그면도 와서 다 단답에는 잠벌리게 샘제 탐방군에 도엽내도 되겠다 레지나서 샘지 동아 뺀주고 강에 담을 두다 왔다 손으로나 원행아도 샘랑에 신예도도 와.
So for example, normally when we pray that may all sentient beings be free from suffering, as we do the praying, we really don't get this like a genuine feeling about that, compassion, right? Because we're not really directly exposed to that reality. But now we have witnessed, maybe some of us experienced, I'm just seeing so many people are suffering because of the COVID-19. So many people are, going through sufferings. And with this like a direct exposure to the suffering, and we get much more stronger feeling, much more stronger empathy toward these sentient beings, right? But this is the difference.
Okay, 다 당아도 데려 곰들이 작은데서 곰자다데 가르자다 지나도 가르삼는 되게랬어. 근데 소수 수보 콜라삼 따는 되게랬어. 염나 소수 초와 콜라삼 따는 되게. 하나 소수 깨메 콜라삼 따는 되게랬어. 가리나 찔러 삼로 따니 소소라 간데지 나간도 담보야 따셔서 소소 나나지 되는 대지랑 가도 가나 소소 나나지 레도도 만도 따게서 남중 가도 가나 소소래 찌 나그레스 대 나와달라 다때 다래 이 삼네 텔라 아니고 가로로 아니 좀 슈치 못 째고 그래서
So here I would like all of us to do some meditation, and meditation about really the shunyata. And we can pick up any subject or object for our meditation purposes. We can use our body or any bodies. We can, think about our husband or our wives. And when you think about anyone that comes to your mind or that you wanted to think, so check how they appear to our mind. And then usually when we perceive something, when we think about something, we immediately kind of think that this is the reality. But now this time, when you perceive something or someone, try to think, is this the actual reality? Is this the appearances, is the reality, or is it not? So that's what I would like you to think.
제자 군두가 배샤 코로나 니나 송요를 들어와. 만들로라야 신조로지 나그레스. 대라야 아니 네바 따나 데네 다 다랑 인 선배 소속 타로 찐로를 치하려 그래스. 그러와. 텐디로 샤댕이데 아니 마리바차데레 아니 텔레데 피다가 빵칼레 카오레스. 대 남중아도 너차다 셰다사 텔레장 빵칼레 카요레스 송도스.
So His Holiness mentioned that when we perceive something, and then we immediately think that this is the actual case, and we follow that and take that as the ultimate reality. This is actually the experience of mistaken view or ignorance, and this is not easy to really give up, and especially when this comes with attachment or anger, it's even harder to deal.
Okay, 다 곰자인다. 다 차서 소소 가르삼 타이바.
So we're going to do some meditation. What are you going to use for this meditation purpose?
근데 지나도 소소고 수보다 삼모 따난데 소소라 수보다 남지 간데다 나가요. 가린다 추르고요. 야문나 소소 좋아 재매도 가는 대상도 난데요. 그래서. 가지 가래다 텐데지 담봉가도 삼다 소소 담봉가도 삼다 빼나 까망아들 소소 간데데 나가도 대 삼다야 돼. 셴바 삼다 뭐 간데지 나가도.
So for 5 minutes, we're going to meditate, and you can think about your body, the physical body, or any object. And when this like perception arises in our mind, I want you to really observe it, how this perception arises in our mind.
대라 대야 안에 들기 지지 뽀물 거 지지 찌갈 다 보야 보지 담스 가르담나. 근데 다음에야 제오마 잡스러워.
I would like you to first decide what object you are going to use for these purposes. You shouldn't be changing from object to object, but stick to one object. Therefore, before you're choosing this object, I would like you to think about it carefully before making your decision.
제가 간데 나가도 담보 땐데 간데지 나가도 다다 상당이다. 간데라 나가도.
So the most important part of this practice is to really observe how things arise in our mind, appears in our mind.
Okay. 5 minutes, okay? I will check the time. Don't fall asleep, okay? Okay. Good. 다 간에도 나가도 괜찮죠.
How do you perceive? How does it appear to you?
근데 지나서 나타난 통계도 왔어. 나 지나가도 왔어. 나 지나도 게 수보된 통계를 했어. 게 수보는 다 게시 인터넷 다이 선물로 시켜간도 왔어.
When you look at me, you'll see my body, and then you immediately make a conclusion. This is Geshe Tenley.
제자 단다 빼셔나서 다때 말이 바래. 대뜨물에 대다다래요 말라고 다대.
So in the scripture, it says that this is a wrong conclusion.
제자 담고는 보시게 잡변 저와 코로나 송하셔들어와. 아니 신절로 그다 단다 신절로도 간지 내 수보는 가 말어 대가도 고고여로 봤어. 담보도 대화도 내 수보는 가 레바서 저도 말을라 그러 봤어.
So my body is actually not me. If I ask you, is my body me? You will say no.
It was a no, right? 제자 내 수보라 때는 내 통화도 오프레딩 기신전에 삼에 로들로 록셔렌도 왔어. 록셔절로 세렌도 와.
Therefore, making this conclusion of my body and me being the same nature is mistaken, right?
그래와 그랬단 말이야. 제자 빼셔나 둘이 오다 때문에 그래와.
This is what His Holiness commentary is.
다 나지 다된 나그래 나와다 tel라 아니 가로 다 지금 나다 딱고 따나나네 다라 레스 무슨 타 째셔 그래서 오 계시들에 다 레스 타 째셔 그래서.
So this is how we perceive phenomena. And when you see me, when you perceive me, you immediately make a conclusion that that's me, Geshe Tenley, and the I, or the nature of the self of the Geshe Tenley being the same. So this is how we perceive things, how things appear to us.
이나 대간조 때 간조라 지금 초대 노르드상 간조 켈랭 막아 노르멜라 그러고서 아메메 그 계실래 켈랭 말고서.
And if you ask this to another person, is that Geshe Tenley? Of course, the person said yes, that's Geshe Tenley.
제가 단데 가르는 내 차다 셔다 텐솔레 차 빠깔레 카르 무슨 깔레 카르스 아니 대담 거는 뭐 지겠다 아니 도지 저바나 송샤스 지지나 키라서 달롬소 남서 저바들 유저레스와 좀 맞다.
So this is, this is like a concept about the self. It's even harder to give up than attachment and hatred or anger. And this is actually explained by His Holiness's book about the explanation of a three principle path.
아 되게로 되게 간전 적에서다 아니 다 가지 나도 하 고요 말이야. 나도 땐데 많이 봐. 진짜 땐주 많이 봐진 단 전도 가지 때. 땐데건 전세 때 근데 진짜 가로 땐데 전별로도 상 가왔다다 하는 거래.
This perception about the self is totally contradicting to the understanding about the dependent arising. This concept about dependent arising, and that concept about making conclusion that the Geshe Tenley's body is Geshe Tenley, they are in contrast.
제가 다대 삼로당 삼로당 약속에 가래 대로트 코라메 로트 매번 로시는 로고 말했어. 다 가래서 뒤 로쇼 땐데 걸어 삼당 공유했어.
The best way to correct that mistaken view is really to think and analyze on the dependent arising, the nature of the dependent arising. It's more effective to deal this mistaken view than try to forcefully get rid of this mistaken view. Instead of really try to convince yourself that this is a wrong perception, it wouldn't work. But what would be more effective is to really continue to analyze on the dependent arising nature of the phenomena. This is much more powerful to overcome that mistaken view.
다 텐디 되게 잡아대 가는 장거나 아니 랑은이 요파 이제라 라 말버진 장거데 나도 텐 장거 와가도 신고 말해.
And that mistaken view about self, it comes from this mistaken view about the concept about things having intrinsic nature, things being in one with ultimate nature and so on.
가리 젠라 라 말레바 아니 젠라 라 말레바다 젠라 라 레바니 가와라와
Depending on others and not depending on others is two different things, right?
제장아 노 지나도 나와서 나와서 말아 가도 때 초와디 샤고 말해 그게 따다 이 삼도서 막고 풀어야 안에 랑문이 요파 젠라 안에 뜨먹어 봐 랑와디 왔는데 나게 요래 다때 내가 땡아도 초와디 무슨 도고요 말해
when we don't analyze on object and so on, then we do not really automatically see that things lacking intrinsic nature.
다 땡고타데 그래 다 땡데 코르산도 그래 담보 젠데 땡주데 삼탄고 도스
So in order to overcome that mistaken view, the most effective way of doing that is to really think about the cause and the dependent origin of cause and effect.
아니 땡데 젠데 땡주들 삼로 야보 땅야보 텔라코바 아니 다 셈sem라야 녜신다고 녜바야나 아니 데네파 아니
Once we are totally convinced about every phenomenon being the as a result of a cause and effect of the dependent arising, when you have a very good grasping and conviction about that concept, then we move to the dependent arising of labeling, the designating.
Oh yeah. 다 지나서 다 단계 단계가 곰자 단계 곰자죠. 곰 다르자게다. 단계 지나서 소소라 간이 나가도 따인 바스. 다 안에 뒤질라 소소 나다 렌두도 뭐 티고 삼다죠. 나다 렌두고 문두스.
So we will continue meditate on this topic. So first, you have chosen a topic or subject, and you observed how things appear to you, right? And the next step now is to check whether your perception is the case, to check what perception that you have arrived, is it the ultimate nature or not? So examine that. This is analytical meditation. It's not placement meditation.
Okay. Ada samlo yabo tansho was samlo yabo tanshi to yakama kashiko. So nawata rendu to medus.
So I would like you to analyze things appear to us and check, is this case or not?
제가 단계다 이게 뭐 정말도 대체다 쉬는 전화 남주 소소도 닦아로 철지 야보 용해지다는 대야요 그래서
and this is very useful. If you do these practices, it's better than any other method.
그러나 매 차도 변나 별야 야 연하면은 서로 다른데 차도 싫어하고 막 이양 통용 말아서 제가 남주 소소도 철지 용해지 삼다나 아니 소소 셈라 대법체 그래.
So this approach about using a familiar object for your purpose of meditation is much more effective than picking up something like a yak from Tibet. If you use that for your meditation object, it may not be very effective. So that's why I want you to use an object that has the immediate kind of connection to you.
Okay. 다 인다 다 당기자도 제 나서 와서 다 나나지 다 레드도 문도 us으면 레면다 가와는 노샤스 대상방인다스 보다 나한테 레드도 문도 상방인다스.
So now I would like you to check on that perception, that appearances, then examine that perception or appearances is actually the case or not. Examine if this is the case or not.
대대도 좀 삼마다 그냥 예신 얘기고 그래서 예시세 그냥 니나라 출력이었나 좋아 나한테 최대 사월에 문제 변에 라바토나 야만나 돈하고 셈 다른 뭐저 첫 사월에 나도 하고 말아봤어 지금 레람나 코레 삼대하면 다 라파 두용진 사회 어떤 수송 예신이 되라고 그랬어.
So what we need to do is by relying on this analytical meditation, we need to get a genuine conviction about the situation. For example, if you had a hot water in a mug or in a bowl, and by looking at it, you will not be able to conviction about the quality of that water. But when you put your finger in it, then you feel, you experience, and then you get a total conviction that that is hot water. Likewise, for this understanding about the mistaken view, and we really have to meditate, we really have to examine, we have to analyze it. And as you go a profound analysis, and then we will get a conviction. This is the most important part of this meditation. We have to get a total conviction about the true nature of that phenomenon, that character.
야 까망아 곰자이다.
So please contemplate on this for the next 5 minutes.
가레레 소소 나와다든 레드도 레문도 투세인다. 나와다다 레드.
The purpose of this meditation is to examine your appearances and to really do analysis whether that appearance is the true or not.
오케이. 어야 다치나도 간대라고 나가도세 그래서 나는 이제 렌도에 다 들어와
Yeah. So your perception and how things actually exist, are they the same?
다쳐도 될 들어와야 했다 도대체
Have
곰다
any
도대체
questions?
세상에 내 자자 시대는 것도 곧 뒤져 걸어 다 돈으로 고미세시고 완전히 찌게 되나 봐 소소라 간지 난것도 나다 렌도도 만도 진짜 삼로 다 세면 녜시세 이냐 녜시세 하고를 하바지 되는 가도 세면 저 때는 로고서
So as we examine the actual cases of the object versus the mere appearances, and as we continue this meditation, eventually we will get this conviction that things are not the way they appear to us, and we have to get there.
배나 소소 배나 파마 차와이나 아니 밤에 그 뿌글에 집에 간데 받는 소소 시인 하고 그래 땡야라 밤에 가리면 가르라면 가서 싫어 얘가 말어
So the conviction is like this. Only when you are become parents, then you would really appreciate how the parents take care of children. Until you really become parents, you wouldn't really appreciate and get the conviction about how kind your parents are.
야 배신바질라 미치 소나게나 자 소초 난 많이 왔지 땅가 소쇼나 땅가 소나월다 셴바나 야도 깨잡나 다죠 자가 소나나 가이 저 제시그래서 다 지나치나 랭고네 소나를 들리까지 가운데 저 그래서
Another example about this conviction is when someone tells you that he or she is going through really bad toothache, and if you didn't have that experience before, it doesn't make that great sense to you, right? And maybe you would not really truly understand what's going on. And you will say maybe, wow, that's nonsense. It's maybe you're just making things up. One day, when you get a really bad toothache, then you will really remember how bad it must been to your friend. You will say, oh my God, this is really painful. Now I really understand how bad it was for you. And so this is what we call conviction.
제장아도 땡제세 땡주세다 삼로당 다다가서 땡주에서 나오래 제라드는 레븐 좀 알아서 대어래 제만은 레버여서 대어요 말서 랍 초초를 찍가나지 이나가도 소확히 얘기면 와 제 많이 왔던 가도 다 그래 선은 계신님에 따래
This understanding about dependent arising, the dependent origination, and if somebody asks questions, say, does the cause produce result and so on, we all immediately answer. So yeah, of course, or that's not the case. It's so easy for us to answer, but still we are not there to get the total actual experience or the conviction. And we have to get the conviction, and that doesn't come only by merely reading or debating.
매매가 딴테로 가도 지지는 가도 돼. 다다 하고 나다 야 타지 하고 지지 싸움 그래야 되지. 지지나 저 싸움 그래. 다 기실라 터도 맞네. 나도 하고 저 싸움 그래서.
And when I talk about dependent arising, some of you will say, well, I knew that already. I know what he's going to say now. That's still, I think, very superficial.
옛날에 계산 가서도 다 COVID-19 좀블리지 소소 산을 정하면 가도 가지 샘라 what's going on right now what to do 샘라 감라 하기도 왔어. 대가 땡땡가 거다 다다 그 샘는 투면 따래.
And then, when we hear about, how bad COVID-19 is, how things happening, and we will be incredibly scared, in total shock. The reason, we had such a strong reaction to this, COVID-19, it's because we didn't understand the dependent arising properly.
오다 때문에 소소라 그냥 강이라 소소 남인라고 직강에 되나? 나도 뺏으면 죽도. 된 죽대와도 가르드나 땐데가 남자들 따다 하고 따래.
And when unfortunate events happen to our beloved one, to our partners, we will be incredibly depressed, become really anxious. This is because we didn't understand and appreciate the reality about the dependent arising.
제가 가상 지나도 야가 선거 가지고 군들라 저다도 지나 샘라야 강에 태워갈 섬을 가르단 거 요스 다 가르 샘라 강에 태워갈 다때 도탑 가르나 섬을 당고로 송송아.
Last week, or maybe a couple of days ago, an Indian journalist asked His Holiness, when you are going through a tough time, how do you deal with it? And His Holiness said, I think, well, I mean,
어제 제대로 다 단다 지나서 배나 다 간도 섬으로나 단대 담봉어서 간지 난거도 다 소저 나와나 제 레드웨스나 다 전도 저와 간다네.
So therefore, first you pick up an object, and then see how you perceive this object, how this object appears to you, and then you analyze, how it's really established, and then you get conclusion. The things that appear to us, the things that we perceive, are not really actually how they exist.
제가 가르다나 도저는 다 된데가라 다 된데변에 진리변에 우보지바나 간제지나 간제 제다 께 간제 jel라되는 거 좋아지 레버지 인신체 레버지 인신체 콜라 제지만도 레야면도 삼에 좋아다 먼저 삼나 간제 타치반 원래 터와이나 아니 먼저 진리가 고와대 어 차인 거요 그래서.
Therefore, when we think about cause and effect, and the things produced with the conditions and so on, and as we continue really try to think the relationship between the cause and effect, and then eventually when we see something and we immediately start looking, this must be produced by that cause, or this must have been the result of that cause. And when you get there, that means then we're a little bit, closer to getting total conviction.
그때 야도 공부 야도 공부 야도 공부 근데 제대로 간대지 용도 제베스나 간대지 레게도 원나 되니긴 저와 가래래서 때 야도 공부 되니 para 파 비자잡 비자잡 삼마모 땅고 그랬어.
So this analysis has to be meditated over and over again. We meditate this over and over again. And when you do this many times, you have to repeat this analysis, and then you'll be much closer to getting a proper conviction.
배천은 가도 칼라 사회나 칼로 다 가나 룩네 요치 대대나 칼로도 trollleg 말 칼로도 젤레 칼라샤 아니 소그 비자 또 사사전에 칼라도 trollleg도 와 대대 지발 두 전에 전대가 파 섬다 투 섬다고 그래.
Likewise, when we consume a meal, and by merely placing that meal on your tongue, it doesn't give you the full taste. By chewing it, by moving this with our tongue, and by really properly consuming it with our teeth and tongue, and then we will experience the true taste of the food. Likewise, to really truly appreciate the power of this dependent arising meditation, you have to meditate and think again and again and again.
제장 아주 가래나 되게 초화되냐고나 그저 맞는 초화냐고면도 와 따다래와 아주 기다려와.
And when we need to sustain and feeling, for example, feeling from a touch something, you have to move, right? To get the feeling, you have to move.
어디 ter치바 제다 단다 견아서 뭐다 지리라고 사네 지리디 젤레카나 샤나 안되지 가다되나 야만다 카즈나 코 레그 말이스 코 대지 때레다네 코 딱가리 그주 자고 아니 코 좋아들래는 거 봐.
Likewise, when you are eating a candy, you have to place the candy on your tongue, and then you have to move around by your tongue, and by your kind of the movement in your mouth. This will really help to produce the full flavor of the candy.
Yes, no.
Is this the case or not?
파 제사데 간에 용도 레벨라 간에 용도 파 삼다 수 삼다 근데 주제 제가 까만이 삼다 아니야.
Have you been meditating on dependent arising, analyzing the relationship between the cause and effect? Have you been doing this 30 minutes recently?
나도 뭐 고사르다 다 돈여사데 간에 봐 엄마 타집이 노스도 거다 라집이 노스도 거다 샘스도 노스도 거다 땅어도 따와도 전에 뭐 고사르다 저도 고사르다 뭐
We have heard about the shunyata many times. We say, oh, this is how they chit mantras. So many times we have been talking about it.
이나야 나도 소소고 그 섬네 고 섭다 때문에 나도 더 좋아하려고 제가 다 두세 섬다고 다시.
But although we've been hearing about this, we understand the intellectual level about this shunyata. But we haven't been really experiencing it with our own analysis. Therefore, they're not as powerful as it should have been.
제가 다 당연하도 간이 나가도 다 소소 나나지 렌도도 뭐는 것도 다 사이 봐. 나나지 렌도 와서. 나도 담보 거면 간지 나가도 니 받으라 나나지 렌도도 뭐는 나나지 렌도 와서.
So first we have been looking at an object, try to conceive, and how they appear to us. Second, then we established that this, appearances or conception is different from how it actually exists.
다 나도 생각해. 다고 나는지 마이나 원하고 간지 접샤스. 그 접다 간에도 다 텔섬 다쇼야. 까만가 검지한데스.
And then next we move to the third meditation, which is if things are not established, how they perceive, then how they established, how they. So at this time, then we start, getting the concept about the dependent arising.
지나도 오늘 간이 저도 다고 들렸더니 들으시나도 그 텐데서도 고라슈 콜레 그랬어. 그 텐데 콜 삼다 먹고 오시네. 그 가리지도 좀 두글라나 다 노스 칩샤 되는 ben나 텐데서도 고라슈 콜레 그랬어.
When we think about how they actually established, how they actually exist, and with this question, strong question in our mind, then it will bring the actual concept about the dependent arising. This will come automatically.
야 저도 대마서 나도 계실라 돈이 싫어지. 돈이 맛이 땡데셔도 마서 맛.
Don't think that I'm not talking about shunyata. Don't say or don't think, we asked Geshe to teach us the shunyata and he's talking about dependent arising.
그렇구나. 텐데데 돈이라 고알레기 잘라 연하면 되더라.
This is because dependent arising is one of the most useful devices to understand the shunyata.
그래서 텐데가 고만이 나 돈이서 다 전에 가도 남코에 메토드 집안 얘기 말해.
If you don't understand the dependent arising, then you will not be able to realize emptiness. It's a flower, causeless flower in the sky.
세상에도 꿈마다 섬거나 아니 꿈마 고가리 예배의 전세 야만에 미게 도와 야만에 직체면은 그 다이 채널은 꿈만 얘기 말하고 대치 말해.
And if you need to catch a thief, you really have to find, the traces. You have to find, the evidences, and you have to find, how they came in and where they went. So all of this, fact will reach you to get the thief. Likewise, to understand the shunyata, you have to understand the dependent arising. And the understanding the dependent arising will lead you to understand the shunyata.
Okay. 다 도대다 다 도지. Ona ngandere nangado, ona na naji tata remedo, ona kanji the chapter some tata, that come not sometimes.
So we got this. When things appear to us, and then we examine is this how they actually exist? We get a conviction that there is not how they exist. Then the next question, then how it is exist, how it is established.
Okay.
So we meditate for that 5 minutes.
Okay. That's your Kalekasoy.
Are you tired?
Are you bored? Are you sleeping? Oh yeah, that three gom job shot. You know, the Tanda Tuzoyna. Tangan shed and I can do Shena Kuchiba Chiba share to ask me Shenik, not to Shene Kosha and Chegmar. Tango to Gomjago, Chanado Marche, then they call Mabo Kotare, Tony call Mabo Kotare, and that Gomjana de Tadatumbo, so that Kande Nangadu. Now what the Indo Mai. Now what a manana, one Kanji Chabu to Tikola, Teresam Tadias.
And so basically, I would like you to spend more time on meditation, because if we keep talking and talking and talking, it wouldn't be very helpful to you. But instead, we really started thinking, analyzing it, meditating on it, see how things appear to us, whether the appearances is actually actual case or not. If not, then how they exist. I want you to really keep meditating on this again and again.
pena chanato pena chambada nyaje de shida chanato pena nachulo jojine chanato samate phegedo es.
For example, for you guys, when you practice and study Buddhism, does this really help you a little bit with your life?
소소가 니레니레가 좋았자다 맞아 삼때 펜 통도 가제 나추 마치베 값도 단대 값이나 떼서지 선발 흘러요 팽도 선발 그냥.
And the practice of Buddhism, does it make your life a little bit better? And if you compare before you entered Buddhism and now, can you see the differences?
다 대도 다도 그지 나주로 전에 다 치는 가도 냐란 줘야 돼. 쟤네 사기야 요삼마가 삼서 샘지 쳐야 돼 영어도.
Or sometimes you even get more depressed. Oh my God. Knowing what I did. That feeling?
제자 대니자 영어 시그레트 영어 시그레트 같이 영어 시그레트.
Yeah, you do get this kind of feeling.
예바이나 지나도 탄다. 단대가 가도 땡지고 골라 고와야보 집에 건데서 내시니 더 봐야나. 단다 가도 뱅가라 내시니요 말이. 대신 내시가 정말 좋은 것도 가지. 내시니 더 봐야나. 되는 간도 베스 직강에 집에 골라 따띠게 땡땡 팬도가 살 돼.
And therefore, if you get a really true conviction, and a real like a conviction and understanding about the dependent arising. I mean, I don't have that conviction yet. I even don't have a small taste of it. But when we, through our practices, get this really unmistakable conviction in the concept about the dependent arising, and this concept will really help you, walk with you when you are going through a hard time. The reason we don't get this like genuine conviction in the dependent arising is because we do not meditate on it. If you continue meditation, you meditate, you analyze it again, you meditate and analyze it, and eventually you get this like a total conviction in the understanding about the dependent arising. So this is like the differences between someone who usually get a dream and someone who never had that experience. So for the people who usually get dream, and when someone explains saying, "Oh, I get dream first, I did that, then that happened," and the other person who never had a dream will never understand what he's talking about. So someone who had a dream, and then somebody else tells about the dream, immediately you can create this connection.
Okay,
therefore, if you do more meditation, I think that would be really beneficial to you. His Holiness often advises us to meditate. There must be a really good reason for saying that. And His Holiness usually advises the monks. I think it would be more beneficial if we do more meditation. And he emphasizes actually on the analytical meditation.
Okay. 다 지나 다 들이 가서 저와도 캠 거든. 다 저도 저와이나 지네 산이 가서 저거 담보 산이 저와 들이 저기다. 들이 고마 잡쇼 동고도 치도 주의해서 좀 검자 되다. 세우세다.
We will stop here tonight. If you have questions, and then you can bring them back tomorrow. And I want you to do more meditation and maybe go ahead and meditate until midnight.
No, it's okay.
And then tomorrow we start with a question.
Okay. 가나 데리고나 양가도 주로 제가 양아도 배워서 냠도 양아도 로마 사이즈 요래. 고소 국대 그래.
And I have this Tara mantra recitation program starting at 8:30, so they're waiting for me. And so that's where I need to stop here.
제가 땅가도 야네 내지 시에다 고 시에 집어로 고시. 요 대래 지나서 다라 사자 다라 마데 소소 곰데도 잡셔 들어와.
So, if I keep talking, it will be the same thing. I'll be keep talking, and nothing will happen. But instead, don't race. Stay at the same spot and do a little bit of meditation tonight.
Okay?
Thank you so much, Geshe. This is such a rare instruction method. I think, can I say a few things?
Yeah, you can say.
This is such a rare teaching method, and this actually, kind of a method is called Yongqi, experiential teaching, and very popular among the Kadamba teachers. But this type of teaching and instruction method is almost like extinct, to be honest. And if we feel as reviving this really precious teaching, and we are so fortunate. I mean, you go to any Dharma center with any lamas, they'll just do the teaching, and that's it. We do the dedication. But this one really, after doing Geshe, and I even try to do practice, it really makes difference. Tiny difference, but it makes that tiny difference. And I really appreciate it, Geshe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.